Another two people I wanted to talk to were more younger creators, and I feel like these people have gained a lot of great maturity and respect for themselves, but I say also within the creator community as well, and that is Callum Glanville and Boka.
Okay, so I've got my next guest here, Callum Glanville. How you doing, mate?
I'm all good, man.
Honestly, I can't stress how great it is to have you a part of this. Something I've already told you, but I should say you were the most requested guest to have on this show. Have on the series, should I say?
It's insane, man. Genuinely, it's insane.
Yeah, honestly, because I think you have made a big impact in the mental health community over the past year, especially with so much, including Clash of Creators, which I'll get to a little bit later on. But I'd say the first question to start off with: why does mental health mean so much to you?
Well, I think in this day and age, mental health is something that we've all experienced in the world. Like, COVID was a massive thing that introduced mental health to so many people, but even before that, like, I feel like so many young people especially suffer with feeling alone, feeling anxious and all that sort of thing. And obviously, like, I felt like I had to do make a difference in the world. You know, for me, I struggle with anxiety myself, so having these feelings and these thoughts, I know that other people experience it in the world as well, so I don't want anyone else going through the same thing as well. So if I can, take 10, 15 minutes out of my day to be able to influence X amount of people, then that's what I want to do, because I don't want anyone feeling the way that I've previously felt in the past before. Do you know what I'm trying to say? So it's...
Yeah, 100%.
It's nuts.
Which year in your childhood was the toughest and why?
When it comes to toughest years in my childhood, I'd say that came around when I moved to my second secondary school. I lived in Liverpool for like 5 years of my life, from when I turned 8. I moved back down south of the UK, to Hampshire, which I've been ever since. And my mum got with a brand new partner. My mum split with my dad from a very young age. She found someone in Liverpool. She left that person when not long after we moved, because she just didn't want to be with my mum anymore. She found someone else. I think that's when I started to really struggle mentally.
When I was your age, when I was 17, I did not have the mindset you had. Honestly, because I was lost. I was very lost. I was very, very negative. I didn't know what I wanted in life. I had so many doubts about myself. I think mainly it was due to my past, but
I feel like also feeling lost and feeling alone and not knowing what you want to do at such a young age is completely fine. Like, I know in myself, I'm not even a fifth of a way through my life yet. Like, I might do something completely different in 10 years' time, and even still at your age, like, we're all so young, we still have so much life to give. Like, why say, oh, this is what I want to do at this age? Like, don't be in a rush to grow up. Like, we can go on to do whatever we want, and we might not know what we want to do now, but eventually we will find out. Life will just easily take us the way we want it to go,
yeah,
that's how it is.
Absolutely.
I was trying not to
Yeah. I respect that. And honestly, I know I respect the mindset that you have, how you're willing to help other people, because I'm always seeing daily that you're saying DMs are open to anyone that's maybe struggling out there online.
2006 and 2007 were the worst years, because I only refer to this person as the ex, because I don't say her name for various reasons, because I feel like this person doesn't deserve any form of light. It's my mum's ex-partner. Yeah. She was very mentally abusive towards me. I don't know why, but she just didn't really give a damn about me or what about my needs. She just didn't seem to have any form of care for me whatsoever.
One struggle that you've made public before many times, and I believe this is one of the reasons why you wanted to start Clash of Creators in the first place as well. Correct me if I'm wrong, I believe you said your dad passed away last year, wasn't it? Like, I know that must have had a massive impact on you, because I haven't experienced something like losing a parent just yet.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can't imagine how that must have felt. But how did you manage to get through that period?
Yeah, so with Clash, I'd started Clash before my dad had passed.
Oh, was it?
I started it in June 2020, and my dad passed in September. A lot of it was like planning behind the scenes, but it didn't get publicly announced until about a month after he passed. So he didn't get YouTube much, but he was very supportive on the event, and was like, oh, he actually offered to drive me to the event, which was such a nice thing, like that I still have a memory of. It affected me a lot, I'll be honest. I was in college. Obviously I'm 17, I'm now not in college. I really struggled with sort of like being around loads of people, so there were so many people talking and everything in college, and I'm just walking there, and at the time of losing my dad, my brain was just gone. So I couldn't think, I shut off, that's what it was. My whole body shut off, and I couldn't be around people because it was a distraction from everything, and my head was going crazy, so I had to take that time away. Ended up missing out on enough college where they were just a bit like, we come to an agreement where I'd, take a year out. And now I'm quite lucky in a way that I can now work full time in this industry and stuff like that through Clash and social media. So it's been difficult. There's still times, and still a year later, my schedule isn't great. For example, I really struggle with sleep still, and that's purely because obviously the late nights up, as well as COVID as well, because it happened in a time where it was in the middle of the first and second lockdown. So we had the first lockdown, Dad passed, things went a bit tits up, and then the second lockdown hit, so I had no time really just to process it and be able to go out with friends and stuff. So yeah, I'm still on that way of actually understanding what's actually happened, because it has and is going to change my life like forever really.
She would always make sure I'd isolate myself in my room. She didn't want to see me throughout the evenings, even when I come back from school. She just wanted time to herself. She didn't even work. My mum was always the one working. My mum was always the one putting the money in to ensure to get the flat paid for every single month. And I really didn't understand. And that's when I started to feel a little bit more distance from my mum, because the ex was, keeping me from spending quality time with her. I'd say the toughest year of my life came about when it was 2007. I was going into my fourth school year. It was year 4. Had a brand new tutor as well. My tutor became another problem for me.
Now onto the topic that I've been waiting to talk about, Clash creators. Honestly, I think I can speak on hundreds of people. I think Clash creators was a special day for hundreds of people.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting Clash to be as much of an impact as it was for me, to be fair, because it was my first event, or should I say, first event for so many people in like over a year and a half nearly, and honestly I had a blast. And it's not just seeing big names and that, it's just meeting new faces, seeing old faces, people who I haven't seen in a while, and just getting to connect with other people as well, and seeing how much of an impact you've had on the YouTube community, the mental health side. And how much did you raise for, was it Mind again?
Just under $20,000.
That's impressive.
Which is incredible. And I know for a fact the next year is going to be even bigger, which is insane.
That is incredible. $20,000.
Yeah, like the way you say that, like I didn't realise, like you're saying, oh, you're impacting people's lives. Like, what? Do you know what I mean? Like, I did this event, to try and do that, and that's what it's all about, and that's why it's for a mental health charity, because we've all been stuck indoors and we've all been feeling shit, and all I wanted to do was to bring everyone together, no matter who you were, big, small, or whatever background or whatever you come from. We wanted just everyone to come together and have a good time, and I really felt like we did that, and to hear it from someone who watched it from a not a fan perspective, because whatever, but from the outside, that really genuinely means a lot, man. Like, honestly.
Honestly, you created something special that's gonna live for a lot of people for many years to come. But yeah, no, honestly, I really enjoyed that event so much, to the point I'm just like, it gave me some motivation, an extra boost of motivation I never knew I needed, and that just made me fall back in love with making content again. Like only recently I started posting again, and I'm planning to post more videos as well, because I didn't upload for 8 months.
Wow.
8 months because I had the most horrific breakdown of my life.
She just did not like me at all. My year 4 teacher really took a burning hatred to me, or because I was different. She looked at me as if I was a seriously troubled kid. As well as on top, I was being bullied by all the other students. Eventually, my mum met my tutor for the first time. I think it was like a month into the school year. And she was quite misunderstood about like why I didn't get along with her.
Like, keeping yourself busy is such an amazing thing. Like that's such a big distraction that you can have in the world, and you know, for anyone listening, like keeping your mind busy and occupied will help you so much with, you know, getting away from these dark feelings, because the more you sit in your bedroom in front of your 4 walls, like I always look at my bedroom as my 4 walls being my biggest enemies, where they're all trying to like creep me in and keep me sort of like stuck inside of this rut. And as soon as I walk out, I feel like I'm, you know, getting rid of these enemies and being like, I'm free now, goodbye, now I can go on to do whatever I want to do.
That's a good mindset
like
to
genuinely,
have.
the 4 walls in your room, and I always use that as sort of like a phrase, because you know, when you are sitting there in your room and you're stressed and with the anxiety or depression or whatever you're feeling, like it does feel like you're in the smallest space in the world. So that's what I'm saying, like life is such a beautiful place, and if you can get out of that sort of bedroom or that house, you know, go out to do whatever. Australia is a beautiful country, you know, all these places are such amazing places, and it's about looking at life in a different perspective, and as soon as you do that, your life will change completely.
She explained to my tutor that I need one-to-one assistance because I struggled learning. She just simply was like, no, he doesn't. And my mum was just like, excuse me, what? My mum just explained that I was on the spectrum, I needed assistance, I don't understand things as easier as some others do. And what my tutor said next was something that's stuck in my head for a long time. She simply said to my mum, I'm not made for having a successful life. She said by 21, by the time I hit age 21, I'm either at the most going to be on benefits, jobless, or I'm going to be in a mental institute. I was only 9 years old.
People don't want to believe in what you want to do.
Yeah.
I got told in school by my history teacher that if I did a level 2 course in college, I would be with all the dropout kids and stuff like that. I did a level 2 course. I was a dropout kid, and now I feel like I've done much more than, you know, the average 17-year-old has done. So that's what I mean. Like, they don't want to believe what you want to do, and I think the education system is something so negative in this world right now.
Oh, 100%.
Where so many people feel like, you know, you have to get your top grades and your GCSEs to be able to become successful in life. No, you don't. If you really want to go and do something in your life, you go and do it, because you're in control of your life. No one else is. No grade, nothing on paper is going to tell you who you are. The only thing that's going to tell you who you are is yourself and what you want to do with your life.
Absolutely agree with you
So
on
you
that.
can do whatever you
Honestly,
want.
I feel like the educational system did take a big toll on my mentality as well.
Yeah.
Because like there was multiple elements through school, college especially. When I left college, my mentality went completely in a bad place.
Yeah.
But obviously I'll open up about that a little bit later on in the series as well.
Yeah, of course.
But ever since I came out the other end and got through those bad phases and found my love for YouTube, I've just loved life. 2019 was one of my best years ever, and I think I could say with how much I've learned about myself and how much I feel like I understand life now, despite the rough start I had this year, I feel like 2021 is going to be one of my best years.
Yeah, and you've used those negative thoughts and those negative feelings and the way that you was in life to channel that motivation in yourself to go out and, you know, do all these things. And you're now saying that you're doing much better in life with all different aspects, whether that's YouTube, work and stuff like that. Like, you've used that as a way of motivation to tell yourself, do you know what, I don't want to feel like this anymore.
No.
This feeling that I've felt is the worst feeling I've ever felt. There's no way that I'm going to let myself back in that position again, so I'm going to get up now and do what I want to do, and bang, look where you are now. You've made so much again, that's exactly what it's called, progress.
Progress, yeah,
So
progress.
much progress.
Progress, and the reason why I called the series Progress as well is because something, even through my negative times, it's something that I've always been obsessed with. Whether it's physical progress, mental progress, financial progress, or just progress in a whole. It's something I've always wanted, but not just for myself, but for others as well. And you know, like, I couldn't have thought of a better name for the documentary, because progress is something, even though it's hard to achieve, and obviously there's going to be roadblocks that get in the way of getting to that progress, it's still achievable.
100%.
And that's something I've learned about myself this year.
Callum G, he's a very big spokesman for mental health awareness as it is, because he's gone through quite a few issues of his own, and when I asked people who I should get involved, Callum G was the person who people requested the most, and I wanted to. I just knew I had to get him involved. Holly Boka, oh mate, he's such a funny guy.
Holly, nice to see you.
It's nice to see you, man.
Nice to see you. Honestly, it's been a while since I last see you at Clash Creators.
Long time no see.
Yeah, honestly, brilliant day, wasn't it?
It was a great day.
I'll start off with a nice easy question. What does mental health awareness mean to you?
Well, you got to emphasize the word awareness, because the thing is that it's been so stigmatized, so hidden away. So to finally let people who haven't been educated or doesn't even know at all about it is very important. That's why the awareness is very important. Mental health will always be there, but the fact that it's hidden and it's a very important aspect in our lives, that's what I find concerning. So that the fact that we're now raising awareness for it is going to be revolutionary for our generation, because the old generations, they would have thought it's something else, but the fact that we're all getting awareness is going to make us a lot more better. Like, it's always going to be there. There's always going to be bad days and good days, but the fact that we can now acknowledge it is what I find very important.
Like, I was not far from turning 10 years old. One night, I said, I don't like living. I genuinely don't like living at all. And even my mum was, she was confused. Like, she didn't understand like why I felt like this, to be honest. And eventually one night I picked up what looked like the sharpest item, which was a comb which had like a metal handle on it, and I threatened I was going to stab myself.
There was a couple of topics I wanted to talk about. Correct me if I'm wrong, because obviously when you said you wanted to be involved in this, there was a couple of things you'd be freely open to talk about. I believe one of the topics was your dad passed away, wasn't it? How did you manage to get through that difficult period?
So I was 12, and I'd say it's a big change for me. I remember when I first happened, I just kept it to myself. Like, literally, I was like, because everyone, even nowadays, everyone sees me as the happy kid, the optimistic one. So I did not want to let that break it. Of course, I had the days where I'm just like, I let it off, but when people used to ask me, "Oh, yo, heard you good, bro? Like, I heard about what happened." I'm just like, yeah, fine. I didn't say I'm fine. I'm just like, yeah, it's tough, but it is what it is. Like, this is literally what I do nowadays. Literally, like, it was tough, and it was a very hard period for my family. Like, everyone else, it was very tough, but I just literally, I bottled it in, but then I finally let it out. I remember I was just literally talking to someone was literally what I got through it. Talking to my family, talking to teachers, all of that stuff was the literally reason why I got through it. Like, at the end of the day, it's life. Yeah. It's going to happen. Some I know people are dreading it for their loved ones to happen. Yeah. Sadly, I got it early, but I just had to go through it. Always gonna keep being myself for his legacy. That's literally my main motivation. Yeah, just do what he did. Like everyone knew him as a good guy, so I want that same legacy of everyone else. That's what I'm trying to do.
What's some advice that you would give to someone who's maybe watching this in the same position that you were in for those 5 years?
When it comes to bad times that you go through, whether you're going through mental abuse, physical abuse, I'd definitely say speak out about it. I know it's easier said than done, but the quicker you're able to speak to someone that you definitely trust and you can rely on, that will get you out of the situation you're in, then I know it's I know, like I said, I know it's easier said than done, but as long as you've got someone good that you can trust to help you out of that situation, you know, at the end of the day, life always gets better.
Coronavirus pandemic lockdowns had a big mental toll on so many people, me being one of them as well. Like, what was the most tough throughout that period for you?
Schoolwork. Like social life wise, I'd say I'm fine. I still talk to my friend. I just use lockdown as an opportunity to keep making content for YouTube videos. Literally, that's why I blew up on TikTok. You know, I remember I was making TikToks. There's literally just a way to distract myself, because I remember as soon as I got off my phone, soon I'm getting off them Zoom calls and I'm just in bed, just trapped, because I'm an outside guy. I like to go outside. I like to run. I like to be free. So to be not in a box, but inside for so long, it was so overwhelming. And the schoolwork was stress. It was stress. Like literally, I loved school. I was a school guy. I really loved school. Yes, sometimes I wasn't good at the lessons, but the fact I'm around people and we do the same thing together, I love that system. So to be detached from that system and to be all alone, it was terrible.
Yeah, where did your passion come from for making videos?
I was admired by the simplicity of YouTubers back in the days. Like, I started watching YouTubers when I was like year 6. I remember my earliest memory of YouTube was Crossbar Challenge Sidemen, 2014. You know, Rochelle doing it for the Cameroon. It's Brazil 7-1. When I saw how they're just a bunch of normal people, so I was like, I can do that. And then the more I did, I was like, seriously, that's the only way I'll go. Because if I have any other job, I'm going to be miserable. That is the only route to happiness for me. Like, yes, I'm in uni as a safety net, but literally, I'm in uni, yeah, but my mind is just like content creation. Literally, like, I'm going to uni as a safety net, okay? Don't get me wrong. Uni, I'll always do my work, but my heart is always going to be into content creation, because that is literally the missing piece of puzzle for me. As soon as I get to that, I think I'm complete as a person. So that's literally my passion. I just want to get there, because that's where I want to be. That's at home.
What would you say your self-manifesto is for the next 5-10 years? Like, what is like your self-manifesto for what you want to achieve and what you want to do in general?
I remember I tweeted a couple months back, in 7 years' time, I want to have 10 million subscribers and just have a big name for myself. My self-manifesto now, it's gonna sound a bit cliche. I just want a play button with my name on it. Silver or gold, a play button. I just want a play button, because that's something tangible that shows of my hard work. I remember at home, like, even if you go on my old channel, yeah, just seeing little 14-year-old me, just because I was making videos for fun. And then I remember I started realising, holy, this has to be a profession. I'd say around when I was 16, summer 2019, yeah. But a play button, that just a tangible thing that shows my hard work, is all I really need right now. I don't care silver, gold. If I get a silver one and I stay at silver, I'll still be the happiest man in the world. I dream of it. Literally, I daydream of me opening up a play button, holy Boka for surpassing subscribers. Like, that's my manifesto, just to get a play button. And to get, I'll always dream of this until it happens. Just people going like, I love this guy. Just a whole bunch of people, because I always answer my DMs, yeah. People, when someone says to me, yeah, oh, I loved your video today, man, or I love this, or my TikTok comments goes like, oh my gosh, that was so funny, man. Or when I get recognized now. If 40-year-old Holy would have been shitting himself, he would be like, so he's getting recognized in public. Literally, it's amazing, and I want more of that to happen. That's why I'm trying to get to the max. Literally, I remember when I got the opportunity to go Clash of Creators, I was like, it's go big or go home, be there or be square.
Yeah.
Okay, literally, I was just, my idols are gonna be there. The people who made me start doing this are all gonna be there. Make a good first impression. I remember I was getting tech talks with all my friends. Yeah, James. I remember Amari. I remember Alfie. I remember bumping into you in the queue. That was the first time I met you in the queue.
That's how we first met as well.
We first met in the queue.
There was quite a few reasons why I was debating not going, but
Really?
Honestly, I'm glad I went in the first place.
I'm glad because now I'm here.
Yeah, exactly. But I think that event was just something special for a lot of people, with the fact that we haven't been events to time, and obviously seeing not just some faces we obviously see on the internet a lot, but meeting new faces, meeting you was fantastic, and this is why I'm glad to have you involved, and I think you are going to be a great addition. Actually, not I think, I know you're going to be a great addition to this documentary, and honestly, I am so grateful for the fact that you've come down today, and to see that your heart and head is in the right place for where you want to be. I'm very, very sure, and I'm very, very hopeful you will open a play button one day.
Of course.
No worries. Thank you so much for coming along, and I appreciate it a lot.
I know he's had some issues as well throughout his younger years, so I wanted to get more of an understanding what helped him get through those times and why he's so upbeat and positive as he is today. So that's why I had to get him involved. Honestly, for both Callum and Holly Boka, I genuinely feel that the future is quite positive for the both of them, and I feel like they've got amazing things coming their way.
Thank you so much for watching the second episode of Progress. Just as another reminder, I have set up a fundraiser to try and raise as much money as possible for Young Minds UK, and the link to that is in the description below. Donations are available until the end of August 2022, so if you haven't donated, there is absolutely no rush. There's still plenty of time to do so. Other than that, guys, thank you so much for continuing to watch. There is one more episode. Enjoy.